は places. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
It's gone! Are you kidding me?
A Shohei Ohtani fan. He's probably not the only Ohtani fan in the ballpark tonight as we get set for game one of this three-game series between the A's and the Angels. Ohtani is in the Angels lineup tonight. We look forward to facing the Angels and seeing the show that is Shohei Ohtani. A's take the field behind Sean Manaea, sporting the Kelly green tops tonight, looking sharp as always. So let's check out the starting lineup for the visiting Angels. It's brought to you by your Bay Area GMC dealers. Here it is. Upton is hot. He's in that leadoff spot. Then Shohei Ohtani, 17 home runs on the year for Ohtani. Max Stassi hits third. Anthony Rendon, we talked about him in the open of our show. He's had a big month of June. Then Iglesias, the shortstop. Jared Walsh at first. Taylor Ward is in right. Juan Lagares is your center fielder. And David Fletcher is at second, and he will bat ninth.
Sean Manaea on the mound for the Athletics, and against the Angels, 2-4, left the game on May the 23rd in Anaheim with a 4-1 lead. Unfortunately, 12 outs were not recorded before the Angels came back and won the game, but he's got a nice little streak going, does Sean Manaea. 15 innings of scoreless streak for the left-hander. He'd like to continue that tonight against, like Kipe said, a very hot Angels club.
Defensively, the Athletics tonight will have Kemp in left, Canna in center, and Seth Brown right. Chapman, Andrews, Lowry, and Olsen on the infield with Sean Murphy doing the catching. So we're set for baseball. Two hot teams going at it in a three-game series. A night game tonight, night game tomorrow, and then a day game on Wednesday. So it has a chance to be a very entertaining series as Justin Upton steps in, and Manaea delivers the first pitch of the game, and it is a ball.
Well, you know, Nick Lentz isn't a high strike umpire.
Didn't take long.
No. We saw Upton, like I mentioned, May 23rd. That was his first game inserted as a leadoff hitter, and not a bad guy to have leading off with 14 home runs.
So Nick Lentz calling balls and strikes. Edwin Moscoso at first, Brian Knight at second, and there's Joe West, the crew chief, down at third. Nobody has umpired more big league games than Joe West. So congratulations to Joe. A very big honor. He's been around a long time. That
announcement was made as the 4 umpires standing at home plate. And Dallas, was he waving to you?
Yeah, probably. Probably.
He was looking back, and the other 3 umpires were saying, "Come on, fans, give him an ovation." Well, they did.
They did, and there were some fans back here behind me that were telling Joe just how much they've loved him and appreciated him.
Tapped up the third base line, but it's going to stay foul. So 3-2 the count to Upton. There's the wind tonight, so it's going to come into play. Knocking balls down by 15 feet and 12 feet to right field. Helping balls by 14 feet and 9 feet to left field and left center. So a breezy night.
Oh, it is.
Got to pump one hard. Get it out to right, you're going to get some help to left. Keep that in mind.
You can tell when we came in how breezy it was, and just only imagine how it's swirling down there.
The 2 pitch to Upton is just a little bit high. Close pitch. So Upton a leadoff walk.
Very close here at the top of the strike zone.
Well, they took the first pitch, did Upton, and was called a ball. So really, from his standpoint, probably saying, why swing at one that has already been called a ball?
And here's Ohtani. Hitting in that second spot where Joe Madden likes to put him. 269, 17 home runs, and 45 runs batted in for Ohtani. He's got 15 doubles and 3 triples to go along with the 17 home runs. As a pitcher this year, Ohtani is 2-1 with a 2.85 ERA in 9 starts with 68 strikeouts and in 47 innings. So that's the pitcher hitter breakdown for Shohei Ohtani. Never done that before.
Yeah, it's not
like
often.
I was reading Dallas Braden's numbers in college at Texas Tech.
Well, it's not often you read the pitching line and the pitching graphic for the man at the plate.
No. And it's not only do you read it, but it's really good.
Yeah. And you can understand why Ohtani is his own traveling circus.
A good fastball against him. That upper higher type fastball that he's missed a couple of.
Strike 3 call. That one right there in the outside corner. So Ohtani strikes out in his first at bat.
Well, he went right after him, stayed hard, and not a bad idea when you see a guy swing and miss the way he did on the fastball. Just might as well stay with it. Lefty on lefty, of course, had to be thinking maybe he's going to throw me a slider, but instead there's the heater and walking back to dugout.
So here's Max Stassi. Max Stassi has been very hot. That's one of the reasons why he's hitting where he's hitting. 3rd in this lineup.
Well, your AL Player of the Week.
Yep. Last 9 games, he's 14 for 33 with 4 home runs. That's a .424 batting average.
Well, there was a time, and not that long ago, that he was hitting 9th and doing his job behind the plate, which has always been an excellent catcher and kind of an afterthought as a hitter. But he's put the complete package together.
Right there for a strike. 1-2 the count to Stassi.
And considering all the accolades for Max Stassi, I'm sure he's got a pretty good group of people from Yuba City on hand to watch him.
The Honkers are out in full force.
Still say one of the best things that his father did as a high school coach was allow him to call his own game. Something that is so rare that by the time you get to the professional level, you have to experience what it's like to call a game, which is probably the hardest thing about being a catcher.
Stassi hits one high and foul toward right.
You start at the high school level and you're calling the game, then it becomes natural.
Well, boss, I can tell you, just being there for his first big league camp in Oakland, he was the catcher that I threw my first bullpen to. And how I like to work after I got through my first cycle of pitches, I then had him call them as if we were working hitters. And I don't think I shook once.
Yeah.
Stassi strikes out, so back-to-back strikeouts for Manaea after that leadoff walk.
Well, I think it's pretty easy to say right now, early on, what we've seen from Sean Manaea is a pretty good fastball. And he's got the ability to reach back and get a little more on it later in the count.
Yeah, I think also, and Dallas, you're down there and maybe can tell better, but it's got to be tough to see as a hitter, and especially somebody who can throw as hard as Manaea. He's in the shadows and the sun behind in the outfield. See the sun on Upton at first base, a little bit in that area towards right field.
Here's Anthony Rendon, who takes a pitch off the plate outside. Rendon, 240 the average, 4 homers and 30 RBIs.
With Trout out and Pujols gone, I'm sure the Angels are delighted to have Anthony Rendon doing what they hoped he would do when they signed him to the long-term deal last year.
And you just know when Rendon, when the season comes to a close, he's probably going to have 25 to 30 home runs, and he's probably going to knock in somewhere between 90 and 100 runs.
Yeah.
Line drive and a base hit to left field. Upton with a big turn looked like he may think about going to third, but he does not. And Rendon starting to heat up. He's got a base hit.
Well, this is him. I mean, very quiet at the plate, very powerful once he does start his swing, and it's amazing his approach. It's like you could throw a fastball by him, but I'd say he likes fastballs. And you're happy that he has his top spin, that it's a base hit instead of getting underneath it.
Here's Iglesias hitting .267 with 5 home runs.
I think it's interesting that Joe Madden left Upton in the leadoff spot when Iglesias, who was hurt, he led off the first 2 games of the series in Anaheim, and then Upton was inserted in the Sunday afternoon. Iglesias was hurt when they came here, I think, wasn't he? The 4-game series. But
yeah,
and then so Upton stays in that leadoff spot, and why change?
Yeah, Iglesias missed 9 games with a hamstring strain. You talk about Max Stassi. This is another guy, Ray, that has always been known more as a defensive player than an offensive player, but he's turned himself into a pretty good offensive player. Manaea can't find it. It's behind him, and everybody's going to be safe. He looked up, but unfortunately, when he looked back down, he looked in the wrong direction, which you're really kind of guessing where the ball may be.
Well, what you got to be careful of here is whether or not this caught Sean Manaea on his pitching hand. I think it may have just a tick. But you're right, as soon as this ball makes contact, that ball goes up, he loses track, and that's where you're looking for help from your teammates. Feet, feet, feet. 1-1-1. anything, but they weren't going to have a play.
So they're loaded for Jared Walsh. 2 outs. Walsh, first pitch swinging, fouls it back. Nice play early by a fan who brought his glove. Just down to our left. Lots of foul balls go in that spot right there. Walsh lays off that slider. Here's your play.
Nice and easy. Look what I got. Snap it live.
Videotape it as it's coming in towards you.
It's amazing how people do that. I can't find my phone in the morning. 1-1 to Walsh. Slider down and away. Walsh having a very fine season, but major splits.
Yeah.
Versus right-handed pitching 340 versus left-handed pitching 194.
Well, he
has struggled some against lefties.
Now the way he just took the 2 sliders, now I figure he's going to get a fastball. We'll see how he handles that. He fouled the first fastball back, and Manaea goes slider, and he took him.
And he hits that one hard. Olsen backhands it, now goes back to pick it up, flips to Manaea,
wow,
who is able to
what a play,
catch the ball, keep his foot on the bag. Everybody seems to be okay, and the inning is over.
Wow.
Sean Manaea, big 6'5", he had to bend all the way down to grab that throw, which is not an easy play for Manaea, but he did it, and the Angels leave him loaded in the top of the first.
Athlete.
You said it.
So here's the A starting lineup brought to you by your Bay Area GMC dealers. Canna, Kemp, Olsen, Lowry, Chapman, Moreland, Murphy, Brown, and Andrews. That's the A starting lineup.
And Dylan Monday picked up a win in his last start. That was on the 7th against the Kansas City Royals when they visited Angel Stadium. Of course, the A's faced it in Anaheim. He went short in that game, just 2 1/3 innings, but left trailing. And saw his team come back and win the game, so he got a no decision.
First pitch is a strike to Canna. 254 the average for Mark Canna, 11 homers, 27 RBIs. 1 for 6 in his career against Bundy. Mark Canna breaking out maybe some new sunglasses today.
Well, it was interesting what he was doing well before the game started.
And tracking the ball.
Tracking the ball. Sunglasses on, sunglasses off. Of course, hitting with the sun behind him, as we talked about.
Strike 3 call as Cannon knew it. So did Bundy. That one dropped right in there first, right?
Well, take the sunglasses, put them away, go back to normal.
It will be interesting to see if he has them on in his second at bat. Maybe not.
Yeah, I could all but guarantee those are going to hit the shelf.
Yeah. But nice try. I mean, it was very good of him at least to attempt it just to see what it was going to be like. He's in the direction of behind home plate, but kind of looking into the sun and the shadows.
I guess the question is, did it work?
We will see in the second at bat. Sun might still be out a little bit in center field.
This is what he was doing earlier. So he's been trying out the new ones. He's got the glasses off, and then he puts them back on just to get an idea.
And he positioned himself so that he could have the ball coming kind of sun shadow.
1-2 to Kemp. Kemp slaps one just foul as he tried to go the other way. Defensively for the D-backs, Upton, Lagares, and Ward left, center, and right. Rendon at third, Iglesias at short, Fletcher's at second, Walsh at first, Max Stassi is your catcher. Kemp, a little pop-up behind second base. That's the shortstop, Iglesias, who grabs it. So 2 outs here in the first. That'll bring up Matt Olson, Ultimate Performer, brought to you by your Bay Area BMW Centers. Only with a couple of home runs yesterday. It was his 10th career multi-home run game. He now has 18 home runs on the year. Having a terrific season, 47 RBIs.
Well, and those two against lefties, which are a lefty, which is the same lefty, but he's been remarkable the way he has hit against both lefties and righties.
Olson now second in the American League in home runs. Vlad Guerrero Jr. first with 21. Olson second with 18. Ohtani third with 17. And Garcia, Haniger, and Perez have 16 home runs. Also second in OPS, second in slugging percentage, third in extra base hits, tied for fifth in RBIs. So a big season for Matt Olson. And I was reading an article about Olson too, and you know, we've obviously noticed it, but what he has done this year, guys, is he's cut down on his strikeouts a lot. And that's a big deal. And he takes the 3-1 pitch up and away for the walk. Here's Joe Madden.
And Brian Butterfield to his right, to his left, our good friend Mike Gallego.
Gags. Second season for Joe Madden after 5 years in Chicago and a World Series title. Seems like it was just, everybody just sort of figured that Joe Madden was going to go to the Angels. Just seemed like the fit.
The managerial tree of Mike Scioscia.
Yep.
You know, when you think about it, with Joe Madden spending the time he did with Scioscia and then taking his act to Tampa, and just the way he sort of reached out and became a part of the culture in each one of those clubhouses, helping cultivate culture. Not only there, his time in Chicago. And you can watch and you can see hallmarks of a Mike Scioscia club reflected in clubs that Joe Maddon has his fingerprints on.
Oh. Well, I think when Joe did a lot of things with the Tampa Bay Rays, people thought he couldn't do it with the Cubs. This pitch could have been called strike 3. Matter of fact, it probably was. But the Cubs players bought into everything Joe brought into Chicago. And so it didn't matter whether it was a young team in Tampa Bay or more of a veteran team in Chicago. They all enjoyed having Joe as their manager.
So Lowry strikes out, and that will do it for the A's. They get a walk, nothing else. No score after 1. Sean Manaea back to work, facing the bottom 3 in this Angels lineup. 28 pitches for Manaea in the first inning. And the Angels left the bases loaded. The ball loose out in left field. Kemp takes care of it. Nobody seemed too interested in grabbing that baseball. See, I would have wanted that. That's a baseball from Tony Kemp.
And I'm just turning a blind eye to a free baseball.
0-1 to Taylor Ward, 237 with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs for Ward. Getting a lot of playing time in right field. Trout on the injured list.
Say what you want about Mike Trout being with the club or not with the club, and people are saying, well, they're maybe better without him and all that, which I don't buy, but he's got to be chomping at the bit because the team is having success and he's not able to be a part of it.
Towards center. Canna backing up. Canna just enough room in front of the wall, and he makes the catch. There is out number 1. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Sean Manaea making his 3rd start against the Angels this year. In the first 2, he struck out 14, and here are those strikeouts, Dallas.
When you see 9 on the sinker, 4 on the changeup, 1 on the curve, and you're thinking, Dallas, sinker, there's only one of those pitches that's in the lower 3rd, really, and it's middle. Sinker tells you low, sinking it low. Well, you got to think Sean Manaea.
Lagares rips one toward right field, and it is gone. Juan Lagares, sinker or not, Dallas, goes the other way.
Well, and the sinking action, not necessarily there. And that's kind of what we were going to get to, is it's more of that two-seaming action. So more lateral movement maybe than vertical. And this pitch is just up. And that's what allows Lagares not only to get to it, but with authority and punch this thing out, eking it out just over that line on the out-of-town scoreboard.
Where's the wind when you need it?
I'm telling you.
That's right. It's supposed to be knocking balls down to right field.
About 14 feet. No help there from Mother Nature.
That's the first home run for Lagares. Fletcher the other way, just off Lowry's glove. He's got a base hit, does Fletcher.
Shock. It's the first run allowed by Sean Manaea in 16 innings, but also for Lagares, the guy that you wouldn't expect, his first home run of the season. And he goes oppo. Tell you what, if first base is open with David Fletcher, runner at second or third, I'd walk him. I mean, he just makes contact. He finds a way to put the ball in play, and we've seen it ever since he's been with the club.
Yeah, he's been tough on the A's since day one.
Yeah. And you like to hope that he's a tough on everybody else. And, you know, Joe Maddon, very smart, leaving him in the 9th spot in the lineup and leaving Upton where he is at the top. Two guys that expect Fletcher to be more at the top, setting the table, and Upton kind of in the middle of the lineup where really Iglesias is, driving in runs, which he's done throughout his career.
Oh, 0-2 to Upton, who walked in the first. Those two starts that Manaea made against the Angels earlier this year, back-to-back, May 23rd in Anaheim, then May 28th here.
And that'll be a nice time to see if you could get Upton to roll something over. Sinker.
Tried the outside corner and missed. 2-2 the count. Ohtani on deck.
And Upton's a very good, smart hitter. Will take the outside pitch, and a lot of times you're hoping he rolls over, but instead he'll go to the opposite field, right center, center field, with a lot of power.
Very close. Well, when the A's, see how close this pitch is. Yeah, it was close. When the A's last saw the Angels, it was here at home, and it was right at the end of May. And Upton was scuffling. But right after that, he got hot, and he's been hot ever since. That was the 4-game series that the A's won the first 2 games. And then the Angels won the last 2, and it ended up being a split. Strike 3 called inside corner. So that time Manaea did get the call, and he gets his 3rd strikeout.
Well, I love the confidence to go back to that pitch.
Same pitch.
Jam it in there. And you can see how uncomfortable that made Upton. See that back leg kick out. Maybe even thought that thing was going to start working its way down towards that back foot.
Didn't it look like the same pitch that was just called a ball?
Yep, just a little closer. And it's, I've said it many times, it's funny how maybe times pitches that are called strikes in the zone and then another pitch backed up right next to it gets called the ball.
Right center field, that's a base hit. Fletcher hits the bag at second. He's going to head for third, and he'll make it. So Ohtani has a line single. First and third, 2 outs for Stassi.
Well, he's got a big swing, and if you're an outfielder, you're going to play off this big swing, and it really took off from his bat like it was going to be headed towards the gap, and then just kind of died right there. So the line drive that it was, but not enough to drive in Fletcher from first base.
He kind of wrapped it out there.
Yeah.
So here's Stassi, who struck out in the first. Not close.
Do you think Matt Olson speaks some Japanese, or does Ohtani speak a little bit of English? Because they were chuckling a little bit at first base.
Yeah,
so.
someone told a joke.
Yeah.
Could have just been maybe a Matt Olson courtesy laugh.
Yeah.
Because from what everybody has told us, Ohtani, a very, very nice young man.
Yeah.
So maybe Matt Olson just figured whatever he said was nice or somewhat humorous, so I'm just going to chuckle. Stassi takes high. So 28 pitches in the first inning, 19 more here in the second inning for Sean Manaea.
Yeah, big lefty feeling his way around a little bit. Got to make a big pitch here, get yourself back in.
It's got to be an uncomfortable feeling for a pitcher when you're doing just that, Dallas, where you just know you're not quite sharp.
Well, you start to feeling, and you're really just trying to get a handle on a release point for something with some consistency.
That one is bounced right over Fletcher and fouled down the left field line. So 3-2 now. Ohtani will take off. Lord Elvis Andrews underhands to first, and that will do it. Juan Lagares with his first home run of the year to right center. 1-0 Angels. SportsCalifornia.com and the My Teams app. It's brought to you by your NorCal Honda dealer. So 1-0, the Angels lead on a Lagares home run. It'll be Chapman, Moreland, and Murphy for the Athletics. Matt Chapman coming off a huge series against the Royals. He was 7 for 16 with 2 homers, 3 doubles, and 5 RBIs. And I think the best we've seen Matt Chapman look offensively in any series this year by far.
Yep. Just like to back it up with another good series against the Angels. Well, yesterday, after the home run that went to right field the day before, this time he went to left field. Just a beautiful sunny afternoon, and well, just over the out-of-town scoreboard. The thing about Dylan Bundy that we have seen, of course, most of the time with the Orioles, pitches up in the zone a lot. It's a good sharp breaking ball, curveball that he's already thrown tonight. Likes to throw that. He does have a split finger fastball.
Chapman toward left, Upton hustling over, still on the run, and he makes a nice running play. Does Justin Upton, who Upton's a big guy, but he runs extremely well.
When he was tracking this thing the entire time off the bat, he got a pretty good jump. Good first step from Upton. It allows him to track this thing very nicely. And you're right. For a guy who's fairly sizable, kind of deceptive, but we've seen him at his best, and he can move.
Yep.
One part of his game, though, is lacking is his throwing. Does not have a particularly strong arm, which I know that Mark Kotze is aware of that. We have seen at least the times that the A's have played the Angels recently that they've been able to run on him.
One and one to Mitch Moreland, 238 with 5 home runs. Now, Bundy was very good last year. Has not been able to duplicate that short season success he had last year. And he pitched well against the A's. Well, Bundy in the 60-game season last year was 6-3 with a 3.29 ERA. So again, we saw him enough. He was really good.
Yeah, he beat the A's twice last year. You're right. Had a no decision in the 3rd start.
He picked up his first win this year in his last start. So that's how it has gone for him. Line drive and a base hit to left field by Moreland. So Moreland, nice easy stroke to left field.
Well, and you saw a few of them in a row, right? He was able to kind of battle and foul off a couple pitches that way, and then finally got something a little more hittable. Nice.
Congratulations. 1,000th career hit for Mitch Moreland. Did we get the baseball?
Just got it.
Sure did.
Hey, listen, somebody gets for 250 doubles. You better get it for 1,000 hits.
Yeah, 200 it was, Ray.
Or 200. Oh, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Gosh, I misspoke. Sorry.
They made a big announcement in Philadelphia for Juan Segura's 200th double. Quite a scene.
He wanted the ball. He got the
he
ball.
Wanted everything. He was strutting around.
The hit machine.
It made me laugh. They showed Bryce Harper in the dugout clapping. It's like, what could Bryce Harper possibly be thinking? That one is hit well. Right center field. Laguerre's back.
And that baby's gone.
Seventh home run of the year for Murphy. Impressive going the other way.
You remember his first major league hit / home run? Exactly this right here. Exact same spot here at the Coliseum. And Sean Murphy, tremendous power. And wind or no wind, that ball was going to go. And it went out without any issues at all. That was pretty.
Sure was.
So that was home run number 86 for the A's. Lagares' home run was number 85 for the Angels. So they're neck and neck.
And that home run, pretty good sign through the green and gold against Dylan Bundy. As for Dylan Bundy, he's got a 20-41 record with an ERA at 6.48 when yielding at least one homer.
That's right.
Well, that's the reason why he's 1-6 this year, because he's given up a ton of home runs. 14 now. 14 in 58 innings.
Well, 19 1/3 last year, Cap. To your point, he gave up 0 in 3 starts against the A's. So that's how different he was then compared to now. And, you know, his assortment of pitches, just like he went right after Seth Brown, 3 pitches, 3 outs, and Brownie took him deep down in Anaheim. But I don't know what it is, but he's got quality pitches. I guess just happens to make the mistake at the wrong time.
Grounded to the right side, scooped up by Fletcher, and that'll do it. Sean Murphy with his 7th home run of the year. So the A's bounce right back and grab the lead. It's 2-1 after 2. Sean Murphy, a 2-run homer to give the A's a 2-1 lead, top of the 3rd. So Sean Manaea will face Rendon, Iglesias, and Walsh. And maybe thinking about a quick inning.
That would be nice. Quick inning with not a lot of pitches because his pitch count's up 51 already for Sean Manaea. Sean behind the plate helped him out. after he gave up 1 run.
Rendon hits a high fly ball toward right. And Brown is there, and that is the first down.
Well, that's what you need right there. Some early contact. Kind of get you back in tune with your pitch count.
Here's Iglesias, who singled in the first. Angels left them loaded in the first. They stranded 2 in the second.
But the Royals left the bases loaded with 3 times in that series.
Yeah, they couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't buy a clutch hit. At least not in the final 3 games.
Didn't need much in the first game with Mike Minor pitching and giving up nothing.
Straight back, good swing by Iglesias. Just right on that one.
Take a look here, just watching Iggy. And it might be different here with 2 strikes, but that top hand and that bottom hand don't necessarily come in contact with each other. Not right on top of each other. A mild spread, and I'm not talking Ty Cobb, not that bad. But it's always interesting just to see how guys grip the bat, where they grip the bat in their fingers, or they spread out a little. Some use a golf grip.
Well, not only what they're doing, but why they're doing it. That may be even more interesting. Because I'm sure they have a good reason for it.
Who was our guy with the Boston Red Sox that is a brewery now? But
Kevin Youkilis.
Kevin Youkilis. I mean, you talk about somebody who had a unique batting style just with the hands like you're talking about. I mean, he'd slide them up and down as the pitch was coming in the top hand. I mean, that was severe separation, and then he'd bring them together.
The Greek god of walks.
The walks, that's right. Uke. He's got a brewery now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my coffee, Uke.
Canna easing over, and he's got it. 2 away.
Loma Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Out in the city of the cats, Los Gatos.
So he hasn't brought you any?
No, still waiting. It's just been a couple years. I'm sure he'll throw me. He'll throw me the pandemic, the shipping. Oh, DB, I'm sorry.
It'll happen.
Oh, it's fine, Uke. I'm just dragging my way through my morning because I don't have any coffee.
But they were tough for a long time at the A's. They'd be a perfect fit for the A's because the walk master that you mentioned, but never did happen.
Well, he's a guy who it might look unconventional, but when you start to peel back the layers of that onion, you can really start to understand the method to his madness. And it's about being comfortable, and it's about being confident in your approach, and to heck with what it looks like. If it works for you, go ahead and keep doing it.
I think of Craig Counsell when he played. He just kind of almost want to take his shoulders out of the socket, just go straight up, and then, of course, got in the hitting position as soon as the ball arrived.
Yeah, that was a strange one.
Yeah, Yaz had one like that, Carl Yastrzemski, where it was a very high and then bring the bat down, and kind of his timing mechanism.
I thought it was strike 3. Nick Glenn says no, it's not, even though it could have been.
And a couple of defenders behind Manaea were headed into the dugout with him.
For Manaea, just his momentum carrying him to the dugout after it should have been rung up.
Tried it again. This one was a little off the plate. So full count to Walsh, who hit a ball hard to first in the first. He's play that Olsen made and flipped to Manaea, and it left the bases loaded. Pop up. Murphy gets around Walsh. Now he's got a long run, and he makes the catch in front of Olsen. So Murphy had to get around the hitter. He did, and he made the catch, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning. All right, let's check out tonight's T-Mobile coverage cam. There it is, our little first camera. Give you a good shot of the right-handed hitters, including Mark Canha leading things off.
With no sunglasses.
Nope, sunglasses are gone.
There's no sun, though, in center field, though. But I think they're going to be gone regardless. It's going to be a bright, sunny day, and they're still gone.
Pitch to Canha. There's that big curve, and it drops in for a strike.
So I thought it's impressive that Canha would come out relatively close to game time and practice that full uniform out behind home plate.
And it hit him. So Canha will be a leadoff runner here in the third.
He didn't turn into it either. He just stood there. Took it like a man. Listen. You won't hear it here, but that's just.
Well, and guys, there's this is obviously a family show, and I'm close enough that I can hear some of the things that get exchanged between the players at times. Mr. Bundy not too pleased with Mark Canha.
Don't pitch him, man.
Canha hit by a pitch for the 13th time, and for the A's, this is their 68th game.
I loved it when John Lackett took exception to Jason Kendall doing the same thing, and that's when Jason got suspended. He said, "That's, you know, I'll take my suspension. That'll be my time off for this season." And that was it. And Lackett went down fast.
Oh, and to the count to Kemp. Kemp popped out to the shortstop in the first inning.
Still think one of the best I heard was when Tim Wakefield was pitching and he had somebody with a knuckleball and just actually turned into it. Next day, Pedro Martinez pitched and said, "Turn into this one." And a little bit different velocity on the knuckleball on a fastball.
Yeah, I got no problem rolling into a knuckleball. Pedro on the bump.
Yeah.
Blowing 99 at me.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Probably going to back up a few. The inner half is yours, sir.
Yeah.
Well, a couple check overs on Mark Canha here from Bundy. A little gamesmanship.
One and two now to Kemp. And that one is just foul. Walsh grabbed it. Home plate umpire, it's his call. Nick Glenn said foul ball, and it was.
I think of Tony Kemp from leadoff to ninth to second in 3 days. That's impressive. I mean, from Tony's standpoint, it's not so much a matter of when he comes in, am I playing? It's where am I hitting? Well, and where am I playing, I guess, too, whether it be infield or outfield.
2-2 the count.
Well, the rear pop-out job here for Max Stassi. Boy, Maxie, knock it down.
Curveball that didn't break. Fortunate it was a curveball for him that he could at least knock it down.
Well, the count stays 2-2. Kemp putting together another tough at bat.
You can see why he's kind of floated up and down this lineup.
Call the ball, 3-2. Bundy's not happy at all. Neither is Joe Madden.
Well, Bundy wasn't happy in Anaheim. He was showing a lot of frustration. Of course, as mentioned, lasted only 2 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, and was really frustrated.
When the frustration started with Mark Canha getting drilled.
Yeah.
Just hasn't been able to kind of get away from that.
Canha runs. Ball's hit deep to right field. Down the line, headed for the corner, and it is fair. Bounces off the wall. Canha being waved home. And Canha is going to score. Kemp's going to go to third. So Ward did not pick it up clean. Canha was going to score anyway.
But this is just simply a matter of Tony Kemp working the count. We've seen him when he's done this. Gets a fastball, 3-2, almost hits it out. And this is where the bobble occurs right there. Ward just tried to turn and throw before he had the ball in his glove. But you're right, Canha was breaking, of course, running on the pitch. And once he saw where the ball was, he was standing at second base. He's going to score early.
Well, guys, we got
What are they looking at?
Joe Madden out. And he's talking to Nick Lentz, and they're going to get old Cowboy Joe on his horse, see if they can get him to trot over to the headset and take a look at whether or not this ball.
Ground rule double.
Yes.
Looked like he hit the green wall.
This is what they're looking at.
Yeah, that's a green wall all the way.
Yep.
So if Madden wants an umpiring decision or an umpiring and avoid a challenge, that, you know, it's his video coordinator is going to forget it. Matter of fact, Mike Gallego, the bench coach down by the rail, just said, forget it. No, let's.
Well, now Joe's going to come over and explain to A's skipper Bob Melvin. And this is a little different than the replay where there's a play that's either confirmed or overturned, and the folks at home and the folks in the Coliseum aren't sure what's going on. But even here, some clarification, I think, for the fans at home and maybe even in-house would just be a nice added element to the game. When we talk about consuming the game and things that make it easier to digest for fans that we're trying to attract, communicating with them about what's going on in the game they're watching, I feel like would be a really good idea.
Infield comes in. First pitch to Olson is outside. That ruling on Kemp is a double, an RBI, and an E9. The E9 allowed Kemp to go from second to third. So 3-1 the A's lead, and now they're looking for more.
Guys, I'll tell you, Matt Olson started shaking his head as that ball was about 57 feet away. Before Max Stassi even caught it. Said, nope, seeing it well, and that's not the one.
Into the seats behind home plate. 2-2 the count to Olson, who walked in the first. Very hot hitter right now is Matt Olson.
Well, we say it, broken record, run at third, less than 2 out, make contact, get him in infield on the right side, playing about, well, not completely in, but shifting him about halfway.
Olson with a shot toward right. Ward has it. Ward's throw to the plate. Kemp coming home, and Kemp will score. So Olson stays hot, does his job with a sacrifice fly, and it's 4-1 the A's lead.
Productive outs at a bare minimum. Matt Olson just gets a little change piece floating at the top. He's able to turn and burn on this bad boy. Stung it. Not much Walsh can do trying to get behind that and make a play on it.
And you're so tempted as a base runner at third base, you get a line drive, and you're thinking, nah, he's going to drop. And Tony Kemp did it best. He went straight back to the bag. So once the ball was caught, he was able to take off and his speed and make it easily. Didn't even have to head first slide. He just did a feet first slide, touched the plate with his hand, and he's picked up another run. Kemp, I've liked what you said the last couple of games against the Royals. The A's just kept scoring in different innings. And that's so important. Instead of just being happy with where you are, the runs that you've scored. And tonight, the A's broke the ice after Bundy, who did kind of the same thing down in Anaheim. He tied the first 3 in Anaheim. Tonight gives up a walk, and then, as he did in Anaheim, a couple of home runs in the second. Left in the third.
And 3-1 to Lowry. And that one's low. Now, message by Pacifico. Matt Wise, the pitching coach for the Angels.
I always like it that when the pitcher doesn't look at the pitching coach, kind of looks off. Yeah, I know. You're just calming me down.
Yeah, you're usually going out there when the guy is going bad.
Yeah. And it goes straight to the phone when it gets back.
Here's Chapman. Chapman hit a fly ball toward the left field corner that Upton made a nice play on last inning.
Just trying to think. I know it was Tommy John or somebody
That one is drilled toward that corner, and it's fair. Upton picks it up. Lowry to third. He'll stop there. Chapman with a booming double.
Sure likes that left field corner, doesn't he?
Well, they're seeing the ball well out of the hand of Bundy right now. Little 88-mile-an-hour heater up and in. Matt Chapman, phenomenal job to stay on plane with this fastball. The upper part of the strike zone. Muscle that baby out there. Opportunity right now for Mitchie Dubsack to break this thing wide open.
That's better. It'd be nice to get a base hit to drive in the 2 to make it the 6-1 game instead of the 4-1.
In the dirt, Stassi with the block. No, this is clearly not the same Dylan Bundy we saw last year.
No. And the Angels have to be thinking maybe it's not the same one they saw against the Royals in his last start.
Yeah, maybe not. On the ground, under the glove of Fletcher into right field for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score, and it's 6-1. The A's lead. Right under the glove of Fletcher for a hit.
That was not expected. But maybe the way the ball was hit, a little top spin from Mitch Moreland. Casual going over, the ball just kept going underneath the glove of Fletcher, and a very slow walk. Actually did not get his glove all the way down to the ground. So Dylan Bundy 2 1/3 down in Anaheim, 2 2/3 tonight. Only this time the A's have the 6-1 lead versus 4-1.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up and repair experts.
Presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Big inning has knocked Dylan Bundy out, and the A's have scored 4 times here in the 3rd. So 4 hits, 6 runs, and a couple of walks in 2 1/3 for Bundy. So the season-long struggles continue for Dylan Bundy. And James Hoyt comes in, big right-hander. Hoyt making just his 5th appearance. Has not a lot of run yet in 3 2/3 innings. It's his second stint with the Angels this year.
Well, the Angels traded and let Hunter Strickland go as his fastball. Dylan Bundy going back to September of 1999. Jake Jewell of the Angels on an 0-1 fastball, just like tonight, gave up Sean Murphy's first major league home run in exact same spot that this one was hit. But the A's on the board to take the lead. They have not relinquished it.
Off the plate outside. 3 hits in this inning, a walk, a hit batter, a sacrifice fly, all part of the 4-run third inning for the A's. And Murphy's got a hit. So Murphy a homer and now a single.
Good swing on a 3-1 pitch, little slider, and Murph right center field with a fastball. This time yanks this one to left field. So Murph 2 for 2. Always nice to see that after. I mean, you get beat up as much as Murph does behind the plate. It's nice to see him get a few hits. Makes those bumps and bruises feel a little bit better.
So 2 on 1 out for Brown. Brown rolls it right into the Angels dugout as they scatter in there a little bit. No railing in front of the A's dugouts, so you got to be ready.
Yeah, things can get hairy very quickly.
It's the only dugout in baseball that does not have the railings in front. Of course, it's a long ways from the field as well, the A's dugout. Yes, the A's dugouts are kind of like half dugouts. They're like 1 step down. Most dugouts are like 3 or 4 steps down. One step and you're there. You're in the dugout.
Well, it was one of the coolest things about getting to travel around and play in different tournaments as a little guy playing Little League. When you got to those nice parks that had the sunken dugouts, oh man. Not just that strip of pine behind a chain link fence.
Yeah, that's a good call. You had a good dugout in a high school game. It was a big deal. One and 2 the count to Brown. Hit toward first. Walsh is going to fire to second for 1. And that's the only out that the Angels will get. So 2 outs now, runners at the corner. So it'll be a fielder's choice for Brown.
Well, good footwork over here by the first baseman, Walsh. You see him set himself up sideways here. Kind of off camber, and that's understanding he is going to second base with his throw from Jump Street. No need to try to square himself up. Cock his body, give himself an opportunity to get rid of it quickly.
So 2 outs. Here's Elvis. Inside corner strike from James White. Long time to sit for Sean Manaea, but for all the right reasons. A 22-minute break for Sean Manaea.
Well, considering the bottom of the first, or top of the first for him, a lot of pitches in the first and the second. Now he's got the run support. Take it to the house.
And that's a base hit to right field. Remember Sanders? This goes the other way, nice and easy. Moreland comes in to score. It's a 5-run third inning for the A's.
Well, just more of the same from this Oakland lineup, really top to bottom here early on. You've seen solid at bat, executed, and another solid at bat right behind it. And we're starting to sound like we're on repeat with Elvis shortening it up and punching balls to the right side with runners on. But that's what you get, and that's a hallmark of a good team really starting to settle in to the way that they're able to produce runs via the long ball, via quality at bats, the turnover at the bottom of the lineup, guys continuing to get on base at the top. Anytime you put up a nice crooked number like this, in the fashion that we've seen here from the A's, disciplined at bats.
It all started with a hit batter.
Yep, lets you know they're feeling good.
7 runs charged to Dylan Bundy, as he is now, the book is closed on Dylan Bundy, as we like to say. 7 runs in 2 1/3.
And if he was upset with what Mark Canha did and maybe getting hit, not trying to really get out of the way of it, then that's not something that I'm sure he's going to be thinking about tonight, because things do happen. Guys wear the protective elbow guards, and some not afraid to get hit, but you cannot let it bother you to the point that turns it into a huge inning for the Athletics, which exactly right, Dallas. They've done it in many, many ways. And Murphy with a 2-run home run, and that's the only one that's left the park. Guys, you know who's had this big inning on radio? Alex Jensen, who's filling in for Ken Korak again tonight. So top of the third, I think, is his inning. It's been a busy inning for him.
He's psyched.
Yeah.
Hope he had some hot tea.
Absolutely. Keep it going.
And that pitch is inside, and it's a walk.
Joe Madden's got to be thinking, you know, we're playing so well, 6 consecutive wins and playing great, and well, tonight just not their night.
Alex Jensen, this is the greatest inning of his life, I'm telling you.
That's right. Telling him, Michael J. Baird, you got the tape rolling, buddy. I need this for my resume. He does a good job. Did a very good job in his other appearance not too long ago.
Plus, you can get single A updates on the Stockton Porch.
Yeah.
Well, what the A's are doing right now is something we talk about a lot at the beginning of a series, and that's getting into the bullpen early and really taxing some guys. The idea that you're able to kind of put some stress on this bullpen early on in the series, you can create a little bit of a tough row to hoe for Mr. Madden, games 2 and 3, should you be able to continue to apply the pressure to the Halos?
Kemp fouls it back. 1-2 the count. 11th man to bat in the inning.
And Tony Kemp has him exactly where he wants him with a count of a ball on his 2 strikes. Last at bat, which was in this inning, started the at bat 0-2, went to 3-2, hit a double down the right field line. Whoa.
And this time he swings and misses, and the inning comes to an end, and the A's do major damage. They score 5 times. It's 7-1 A's after 3. Seven to 1, the A's lead. 2 in the second inning and 5 in the third. So the A's handing Sean Manaea lots of run support tonight. Taylor Ward hit a fly ball to center field his first at bat, misses inside.
And this is where, if you're Sean Manaea, you want to get back out there and just start filling it up as early and as often as possible.
Ward lines one to right field, and that is a leadoff single for the Angels. And earlier today, our own Dallas Braden, a very important interview. Here it is.
All right, I'm here with Ed Chan, Senior Vice President of Kaiser Permanente. Ed, we got a pretty cool vaccination initiative going on here at the ballpark. Tell us a little about what we got working.
Yeah, so as the official healthcare partner of the Oakland A's, we're working together with the A's to find convenient locations for members of our community to come out and get vaccinated. And so the Coliseum is just one of the many places in folks' neighborhoods where it's a lot more convenient to get a vaccine than having to maybe make an appointment or travel to a medical office site. It's right in your backyard.
Well, while the ballpark sounds like a great place and an exciting, fun place to get that done, this isn't the only initiative you guys have going on in the community regarding vaccinations. Tell us a little bit more about the effort.
Yeah, absolutely, Dallas. And so we were at Lake Merritt over Memorial Day weekend out there in the community. We've got an event coming up at Samuel Merritt College. I understand there's another group from Kaiser Permanente heading out to Hayward this weekend. So a lot of different events, and we're really looking for the communities where it's just convenient to get a vaccine.
Well, I got to tell you, just offering this and having this available to the community is so important, and it means so much, not only to baseball fans, but everybody here in the community. So, Ed, thank you for the help. Thank you for the
effort here to help folks get educated and get vaccinated.
Oh, absolutely, Dallas. It is our pleasure to be the partner here, so appreciate it.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, nicely done, gentlemen. Dallas, good job. So come to the Coliseum, get vaccinated, you get a couple free tickets, right?
That's the game plan. That's the game plan, and they hope to be busy. And as Ed said, they've not only got that initiative here working at the Coliseum. Come to the ball game if you've already got tickets. If you do and you're not vaccinated, you can get that done. Tickets to another ball game, but the Coliseum not the only place to get that done.
Laguerre strikes out, and that is the 4th strikeout for Sean Manaea.
Well, and this is more to the liking of Sean Manaea. Working Laguerre down. And that's why we talk about filling the strike zone up early and often. Get contact, you get early outs, soft contact, maybe you get a base runner, but you're still.
Hey, guess what?
Babe Fletcher.
Fletcher got a hit.
First pitch.
Well, that's why I say, I mean, if you want somebody to make contact, here's your guy. He just slaps at it no matter. I mean, he's kind of opening up the front side, but straightaway center field with another base hit.
Fletcher now against the A's this year is 10 for 23.
He's got a 0 in the home run column, and I don't think he'd be disappointed by the end of the season if it's still there because of the way his approach is, and no reason to change just to try to go deep that you're only going to hit a couple.
Dangerous hitter here in Upton, who's been hot so far tonight. A walk and a strikeout.
And Cap, as you always say, the bottom part of the batting over, turning it over to the top, and just like you said, you've got Upton leading off with the power.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah, got a couple of guys on base, and both opposite field hitting as Ohtani waits for his 3rd at bat.
Upton popped it up on the infield. Infield fly rule is called, and that's a big second out.
Well, Upton, very demonstrative and very vocal. Not happy.
Well, that's a pitch he took 2 of them in the first inning that walked.
So here's Ohtani.
Is he directing that at Sean?
That's himself. That's just that frustration. And Foss, you actually nailed it as to why, because he put together a decent at bat the first time around. Laid off those fastballs at the top of the zone, and that's exactly why Sean Manaea continues to pitch up there. Is you get the swing and miss up there, you get the pop out.
Ohtani a strikeout and a single. Ward at second, Fletcher at first. Canna plays Ohtani a little bit toward left center. Lowry on the backhand, flips to first, and that will do it. Manaea gets out of the jam. The Angels strand a pair, bottom of the 4th coming up.
C Sports California is brought to you by the Center at Sierra Health Foundation, by Mercury Insurance. Get a quote at mercuryinsurance.com. And by PG&E. Visit safetyactioncenter.pge.com for safety tips.
So the A's with a 7-1 lead in the bottom of the fourth over the Angels.
Hey, Cap, you know, when Ed pitched his no-hitter and your brother was such a star in that game, that's what it looked like in Cleveland. Only all those boats were out on the lake.
That's right. It was Memorial Day.
It's Memorial Day and a beautiful day, evening, and they said, to heck with baseball. Let's go out on the lake, man.
That's too bad. They blew it.
Well, 300,000 of them said they were there, so.
They blew it.
Yeah.
They should have been at.
That's right.
Beautiful municipal stadium. Olson fouls it back. Quick 0-2 to Matt Olson, who has walked and has a sacrifice fly in the game. He's looking for their 41st win of the year. They're 40-27.
Well, the A's tried to get to the, well, first of all, to get to 500 after a horrible start, then tried to get to the 10 over, and now trying to go beyond that.
Also trying to improve that record within the division, and even that, listen, they're 10-13 against the West. But remember, they lost the first 4 games of the year to the Astros, so that puts you in an 0-4 hole right there as far as a division record goes.
And then they lost 1 in Houston.
That's right. So they were 0-5.
And then they did win the 2 there, which got them started on that nice 13-game win streak.
Rendon with the shift on. He's got a long ways to go, but he's going to get there. And he makes the catch. But when it's all said and done, the A's they're going to win plenty of games within the AL West. I don't think that's anything to be concerned about. The A's coming into tonight with a 2-game lead over the Astros, 6 over the Angels, 8 over the Mariners, 14.5 over the Rangers. And those Houston Astros are off today. They will host the Rangers Tuesday and Wednesday, and then host the White Sox Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that'll be a fun series to watch. The Astros and the White Sox. The A's and the Astros still have 9 games left to play against each other, including, guys, the final 2 weekends of the season.
Can't wait.
Huh? Seriously?
Yeah.
The second to the last weekend will be here at the Coliseum. The last 3 games of the year, the A's will be in Houston. We could say maybe they won't mean anything, and that's a possibility, but
as long as it's
the
A's.
But that's fun. The way it should be.
Well, I'd love to go into those last 3 games with a nice 4-game lead. Wouldn't mind that at all.
That's called best case scenario. We just take it.
How about a 3-game lead with 3 to play?
Hey, now we're talking excitement, and I'm not opposed to that either. You're just wishing for chaos.
Lowry with the 1-out walk. Second walk issued by Hoyt. Bundy had a couple of walks as well. The Angels, on the other hand, they're 14-17 within the division. Game over 500 are those Angels. First pitch to Chapman is in for a strike from James Hoyt. Some people pulling off jerseys out there, pulling over sweatshirts out in the Angels bullpen. Alex Claudio, the veteran left-hander, looks like he's the guy.
Joe Maddon's going to try to piece this thing together here. Game 1 of the series. Not an ideal spot.
Chapman, a little flare to right field. Hustling in and making a nice sliding catch is Taylor Ward for the second out.
That dropped. You knew that Matt Chapman would have been going great. And that's just a delayed inside out. Ward didn't really go straight after the ball, but ended up making a nice diving catch with the glove 2 feet above the ground.
Take it.
So here's Moreland, who's had a big night. 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Well, the Angels' schedule, thinking about the bullpen and starter getting knocked out early, they do not have an off day this week. They will, after leaving Oakland, they will go home and play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday against the Tigers. So Joe Maddon's going to get through the whole week. But really, all it takes is one long reliever to do a good job, and then you sort of sidestep disaster.
And that's what they're hoping for.
That's what they're hoping for tonight.
Yep. Well, that's why those roles in the bullpen, though unheralded, are so important. Because you understand that while you're not going to get any love or shine, and there's a solid chance your team might not come out on top tonight, what you do tonight can put you in a position to be better tomorrow and the days ahead.
I think what happens to a fair amount now, it's not really fair, but it's just part of it, is long reliever may do a good job, throw 60, 70 pitches. Problem is, he may be gone the next day.
That's right. Yes.
And get somebody else up. And you understand why teams do that. I mean, it makes sense, but it's also it's a little tough. Strike 3 called, and that will do it. So the A's do not score in the bottom of the 4th. We're on to inning number 5. 7-1, the A's lead.
Well, groups are back for the 2021 season. Check out the A's newly renovated hospitality spaces, the Golden Road Landing in left field, the Budweiser Hero Deck in right field, and Coppola Theater boxes behind home plate. Get your group together and come out to the ball game this summer. Visit athletics.com/groups to learn more.
Here's Max Stassi leading it off the 5th inning. Stassi, Rendon, Iglesias for the Angels. Swing and miss. Angels just got done sweeping the Diamondbacks in Arizona, though, and I say that because that would be a home game for the Diamondbacks. They have lost, Arizona has lost 19 straight road games. And they are across the bay playing right now, and they're losing 3-1 to the Giants. The record for consecutive road losses is 22. 1963 Mets lost 22 in a row on the road, and the 1943 Philadelphia A's did the same. Hang in there, D-backs. That is not fun. 19 straight road losses.
You don't like to be a team that's playing the Diamondbacks when they're on the road, because you know that's going to come to an end sometime. You don't want to be the victim, but Diamondbacks hope that sooner or later. Right now, looks like it'd be more later. Is that 2 or 3 against the Giants?
I think it's
4.
Yeah, I think it's a 4
Wow.
game.
Oh, that's right. Then Philadelphia in for the weekend.
So a rare night where A's and Giants are both home.
Yeah.
That Mets jersey is standing out, isn't it? You don't see a whole lot of Mets jerseys here at the Coliseum. Ray Fosse's Oakland A's beat the Mets in the 1973 World Series. You should probably remind that gentleman of that, Foss.
Well, he's probably thinking he still never tagged Bud Harrelson, but I did. Anyway, fastball.
You almost knocked him over.
Looks like Stassi trying to pull a pitch that was impossible to pull. Kind of reached at a pitch, maybe off the strike, off the plate just enough, but a couple of strikeouts for Stassi, and 0 for 3 for the night. Tell you, with the fact that Manaea left the bases loaded in the first, 2 in the second, that's 5. And Angels could have opened it up quickly, but could not get the big hit thanks to Sean Manaea.
More action for Seth Brown, and he grabs it. Good to see the cutouts in the behind home plate.
Did I see the teddy bear back there?
There's somebody moving.
I feel like they're coming alive. It catches me by surprise over here, out of my peripheral vision. I'm used to these.
It's when you see cutouts move, we have a cutout of a photographer there. Wait.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wait.
That's right. Actually, I thought I saw one down where Tony La Russa is. I thought I saw a camera down there that was kind of a cutout.
Just slide to the right a little bit there, Fox.
Yeah, I know this one.
Oh, wait.
What are you doing, Z-Man?
All the great Oakland A's right there. There's a base hit to Jose Iglesias. I'm not sure why I found that so funny. I guess I'm used to seeing the cutouts down there, and they're not going to be here a whole lot longer.
Yeah, breaking ball into Iglesias and his right-handed hitting swing. Where'd he go?
Well, he's migrated.
You know what? I'm starting to think he may not have ever been there. And that one's hit high and deep to right. Brown back. Looks like he's got room. Walsh got underneath it. Brown takes care of it. And that will do it for the Angels in the top of the 5th.
And what a shot this was. The A's trailing by a score of 1-0, and Sean Murphy with that powerful swing that we have seen so often, and he did it again tonight with a 2-run shot to right center field. Go your own way, Murph, and he did. Base hit his next at bat, so he's 2 for 2. And a big 2-run home run, doing excellent job behind the plate, handling the pitching staff. Got Sean Manaea through 5 innings, giving up just the 1 run.
Murphy's home run was his 7th of the year. He lines this one just foul. Claudio getting loose as Hoyt about to throw his 40th pitch.
You got the lefty Brown due up next. Mad would make a move for that because it's possible that Piscotty, I don't know if you have pinch hit this early, but there's a possibility.
And I think that hit Murphy, and it did. So Murphy will head to first base.
Well, the slider, the breaking ball, just looked like that. Maybe the fastball, but Joe Madden running to the mound. But regardless, Murph felt it, didn't like it, and well, head to first base.
So that's going to do it for Hoyt, as we thought. Murphy aboard. Claudio coming in when it's time for change. Think Speedy, oil change, and auto service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Hey A's fans, Xfinity Mobile delivers fast nationwide 5G on the most reliable network. Break free from the big three and save with Xfinity Mobile. Nice night in the Bay Area. And a good score for the A's so far, leading 7-1. As Alex Claudio, the veteran left-hander, comes in. And he's going to face the pinch hitter, Pinder. So Pinder hitting for Brown. 1-1 with a 4.38 ERA for Alex Claudio. Signed to a free agent contract in the offseason. The Angels really sort of redid their bullpen.
Boy, did they.
Some of it has worked out, some of it has not. Claudio's done a decent job, and of course the closer, Raisel Iglesias.
I mentioned Hunter Strickland. Where did he go?
Well, he was not with the Angels very long.
No, I know that, but I mean, I just saw that he was.
He just got traded recently, right?
Yeah, but
that's a fair ball. Rolling down to the corner. Murph with those catcher's legs. He's going to wheel around third, and look at him go. Making Ray Fosse proud. Murphy scores from first. It's 8-1. Did you feel the breeze, Dallas?
I sure did. I could feel him clomping around. Chad Pinder gets the nod coming off the bench. Going to tug this baby down the line, out of the reach of Rendon. And how about Murph? Get on your horse and ride. Backstop coming around second. Them getaway sticks are in full effect. Picking him up and putting him down. He's coming around third. Kotze's got the windmill cranking. And Chief Pinder eases into second. And Big Murph get that man some O2.
So Pinder with the RBI double. And here's Elvis Andrus.
all you have to do is just let Murph keep catching about 120, 130 a year. and Kotze will be putting up the stop sign about halfway to third. Enjoy the speed while you have it, Murph.
That one hit hard. The shortstop Pinder takes off, and Pinder's out. So a base running mistake by Chad Pinder, and I think he knew it after taking about a half a step.
Yeah, you did know it. How about Murph? Just cannot see this enough. Pinder with the double, and sounded like the Preakness there, that call by Dallas Braden. Just shut her down.
Well, Foss, when between second and third do you think Sean Murphy wanted to punch Mark Kotze for swinging him around?
Well, you know, with the ball in front of him and Pinder hitting it the way he did, and of course Supton with a long run to get to the ball. So Murph, good night. He got the trot when he hit the 2-run home run and the base hit. I mean, he's happy to get on base 3 times tonight. Couple runs scored, driven in a couple.
And really, in all fairness to Murphy, he runs pretty well for a big guy.
Yeah, he does.
Right?
Yeah, he does. But, you know, let's not forget, he came up in September of '99. Of course, last year, not a lot of baseball played. And it's in 99, 2019 is when he came up. So the legs, while, you know, I will say this, though, guys, that the fact that when we talked about the 2 bullpen catchers, that takes a tremendous load. Let's say Murph doesn't catch one of these games, maybe day game after night game or whatever, but he doesn't have to go to the bullpen and warm up pitchers. And we know there's a lot of relievers warming up, which means those 2 bullpen catchers get a lot of work that the catcher who is not in the lineup on a particular day does not have to deal with that. So maybe the legs will stay more in the speedster role longer. Mine didn't.
To the count to Mark Canha. Canha strikeout Hit by pitch and a walk. Then you scored a run. James Hoyt goes an inning and 2/3. Zip a couple of hits. And a run. Wide open right side if Canna were to choose to go that way. Missed inside to Claudio, and Canna is on base for the 3rd time. So 5 walks issued by Angels pitchers, and we're only in the 5th inning. So Tony Kemp hits for the 4th time. He had a big hit in that 5-run 3rd inning, a RBI double.
Well, here it is. A double back in the 3rd. Fastball up. He's able to spin on. Drive that baby out. Canna's going to come around. And they took a look at it. Thought it might have bounced over. Not the case. Off the wall. And with the air, Kemp was able to cruise into 3rd.
So roll toward Fletcher. We get the out at 2nd base. And that'll put runners at the corners with 2 outs. So a fielder's choice for Kemp.
Twice tonight, Iglesias has done exactly what he did, and that is knowing that there's no chance for double play, but spins like he's going to throw to 1st and looks to 3rd. Unfortunately, twice the runners at 3rd have stayed put. Tell you what, it's always a dangerous throw with the runner going to 3rd and having the pitcher cover, trying to throw to a moving target. So he's done best by just not throwing it. Probably doesn't want to add to the already long list of errors that the Angels have had this year.
One and 0 to Matt Olson, who has a sacrifice fly tonight. Remember getting taught that play way back in college. Throw it right when the guy, the runner going to 3rd, steps on the bag, and hopefully he makes the turn.
That's exactly right.
Olson fouls it off the tarp. That sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning got Olson his 48th RBI. Stassi turns around, comes back, but it's into the seats. A's have had base runners in every inning in this game. Kind of what they've been doing lately. That's a good thing. Olson out in front on that one, and that's the strikeout. The A's do get a run on the Pinder double. 8-1 as we go to the 6th.
Send your green and gold to the top this summer and vote in the 2021 Google MLB All-Star Ballot. Vote daily at athletics.com/all-star and on Google by searching MLB All-Star Vote. Hey guys, what did you think of the first round, the first tally of the All-Stars that were voted?
Well, it's broken.
Something else is broken here too.
Ouch. Right on the.
So broken, you say?
Yeah, broken. Where's maybe all the A's fans that voted? Maybe they lost Wi-Fi connection before the votes went all the way through. I don't know what happened, but for Matt Olson to not be near the top of that list is it's just not right. Just not right.
I think we make the same argument
every year.
Doesn't mean it's a wrong argument. It's just sort of the same one every year. What was Olson, 7th in the American League voting at first base? Vladimir Guerrero was first, and that's not a big surprise. I think he had the most votes of anybody in the first round of voting.
Yeah, by the way, Trout had number 2, and he hasn't played in a month. You know that's going to happen.
Yeah, we're not taking anything away from Vlad in the season that he has had up to this point. Just asking if we could please pay a little bit of an attention to the 6'5" Gold Glover who is pounding the baseball.
He's going to make it. He's going to get in this year. I'm not saying he's going to get voted in. I'm saying he will be an all-star this year. That's my call.
Yeah,
I don't know that there's any other position players that are going to get in. I'm not saying that there's not some that are deserving, and we know how this works here. But I think Olson, I'm calling it right now.
I'm with you.
Well, you know, since it's now back to an exhibition game, there probably should be a representative from every team.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it really comes down to, I mean, you've got the vote of the fans, and then you have to have all the pitchers, and, you know, you're really limited in who's going to make it.
And, you know, I really do think they should do is they need to make the rosters bigger.
Yeah, 50 or so?
No, it's 32
yeah.
for each league. It's 20 position players and 12 pitchers. I mean, I think you could probably increase the all-star roster size. And I think that would help the situation a little bit anyway.
Well, we do know one thing that will be consistent and forever, and that is there will be people who are disappointed. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's always going to be. And, you know, I mean, every team is just like we are watching the A's on a daily basis, and you see guys and you say they should be all-stars. Well, I'd say the A's probably, like a lot of clubs, will get one. Unfortunately, I think a lot more deserving, but I don't know. I just think that with the way the numbers come out, and they have to keep everybody happy. So I don't know. But there's going to be a lot of disappointed people.
When you think 20 position players, well, I mean, that's not that many, really.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, a 32-man roster is not that many if you think about it.
Shohei Ohtani, he was the leading vote getter among designated hitters. And again, this is just the first counting of the all-star vote. But I would say Ohtani's got a pretty good chance of being there. Fletcher. Shot. Again. Base of the wall, and Fletcher's 3 for 3. Fletcher's almost like the extra inning rule where you just put him on base. I mean, just if he's batting in the inning, you just put him on base.
And this is really sad to have to face this guy, try to get the third out so you can complete 6 innings. Instead, Bob Melvin's going out, and he's calling for Burge Smith because of this guy. Again. Almost hit it out.
So nice job by Sean Manaea when it's all said and done. 5 2/3 innings, gives up just the 1 home run, and that's it. So Manaea gets a nice hand, well deserved. As the A's leading it 8-1.
Capacity at the end of June, and we'd love to see you celebrate the 4th of July with patriotic fireworks on July the 2nd. Tickets and information, go to athletics.com/fireworks. And tell you, if you've never been to the Coliseum on a fireworks game, you got to get your tickets and be here. Those guys will be here. They'll be trying to win in front of a crowd that's hopefully big. 104 pitches for Sean Manaea, just couldn't get Fletcher out. The outing for the big man, even though he did give up 1 run.
So here's Upton.
So back to the numbers now. So you got the fans voting, so they're going to vote for the first 9, correct? Including the D.
I don't have the exact.
But I mean, that's 9. So all of a sudden, let's say it's the 20 and yeah, they have a 10th man vote, and then they have.
But I mean, there's some players' votes involved.
Players, exactly. Yeah. So really, the manager. I think the misconception is manager does not have a big selection.
I don't think he has as much of a selection as he used to.
Because I remember when Dick Williams managed. Remember all the A's players.
Absolutely. Why not take your guy?
And then won the World Series and take them. But you know, you're really. And the fans obviously should have the opportunity. But Dallas, I agree with you. I think it's broken. But I don't know how it can be fixed.
Yeah, no, I don't try to solve the world's issues. I think I just accept and am happy that at least the home run derby is what it is these days. That's exciting.
Yeah.
It's a fun event. It's a very fun event to be at live and experience.
I have the solution. Go back to handing out the All-Star ballots where you punch your guy with a pencil.
With no computer voting?
No. No. Just I'm gonna find one of those old ballots.
Hey, remember you used to get them at the park? And
yes.
Punch it out, put it back in, collect it.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. So Bert Smith strikes out Upton. A's have kept Upton quiet tonight. 8-1. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
Well, kickstart your kids' summers with the A's Kids Club. The membership includes a kit with unique items with virtual events, a digital membership card, and other exclusive opportunities. This kit will be mailed directly to your home, and a portion of the proceeds benefit the Oakland A's Community Fund. To purchase a 2021 membership, visit athletics.com/kidsclub.
So it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So Junior Guerra comes in, facing Lowry. Upton hustling over toward the line, and he grabs it. Keon Wong comes in the game at third base. Don't know if there's anything wrong with Anthony Rendon, who's out.
I don't think we didn't think we saw anything where he injured. Maybe just Joe Madden saying veteran's been playing a lot, just giving the rest of the game off. But when you have an abundance of relief pitchers, it limits the number of guys that you can give part of a game off with your position players.
I think they only have 3 position players, right?
Yeah. And one of them's Kurt Suzuki.
You know, when I see stuff like that happen, it does beg the question, and it might be far-fetched, but the idea of entertaining a mercy rule of some sort at the big league level, and whether or not managers would utilize that option, and if they would, what would be the baseline, or what would be the line of delineation that says, you know what, we're all good here. Don't know if it's going to get any better this evening. Let's take it to the house.
What do you do with the fans?
Well, that's why it's such a to think whether or not it would be employed. We'll take a look here at this fastball. They're able to sneak by Chappie up top. Remember, he got on top of a double earlier in the ball game. Not here. But you're right, Boston. That's the first thought, is you've got paying customers here that have paid for, you know, maybe it's a 7-inning game, whatever it might be, 9 innings at least. So how you would handle just kind of pulling the plug on a game that folks have paid for. TV money.
And that's probably why they've implemented the starting a runner at second base in the extra innings and trying to limit the length of the games, especially of course, the extra inning games. Did I see the other day that the Nationals had a doubleheader of 7 innings each with a split doubleheader?
Yeah, they did, and that was I thought that was a bad move.
That's terrible. I mean, if you're charging fans full price for a 7-inning game because of a rainout,
yeah, bad move.
Yeah,
I'm with you. So Moreland strikes out, and a good inning for Guerra. Ohtani will lead off. Credit Union is back. It's the 14th year we've been doing this. Go to NBCSportsCalifornia.com to check out Carolyn Delfino's profile from Fremont High School, as well as all of our other finalists, and vote for your all-star teacher. The winner receives $20,000 for their school. Top of the 7th inning from the Coliseum with the A's leading 8-1. Ohtani will lead it off. Ohtani a shot, backhanded. That's Elvis Andrus, who throws to first. And they get Ohtani. Very hard hit ball and a nice play by Elvis Andrus, who is out in shallow right field.
But the one thing that Elvis Andrus, whether he's playing the true shortstop or in the shift, he knows he has to get rid of the ball quickly. And he does, makes a strong throw, perfect throw to Matt Olson to get this speedy, very speedy Ohtani. He smelled a hit, especially with Andrus playing in the outfield grass. I still say it's got to be difficult on the infielder with the shift, fielding the ball on the actual grass instead of the dirt that you're accustomed to fielding it on.
Especially here.
Yeah.
Gets a little damp.
Yep.
A little slick. So Dallas and Ray, I did research in the last half inning, and I pulled up a 1977 All-Star ballot. The old kind. The kind you punch, Dallas. You probably don't even remember those.
Punch and chads.
Yes. You get the pencil, pick your guys, you punch it. Stassi hit by a pitch. So he's going to head to first. Not real happy.
Well, looks like Birch just trying to work up and in here. One gets away.
Something like that.
It just caught Max right in the same exact spot that old Mark Hanna wore one.
And that Sean Murphy got one.
You see Murph and Stas just having a little exchange there.
So
yeah, I got it in front of me. So Dallas, this is who you have to vote for, your choices. Kemp grabs it, 2 outs. You ready?
I'm ready.
American League catchers: Alan Ashby, Carlton Fisk, Thurman Munson, Manny Sanguian, Jim Sundberg, Butch Weininger, Milt May, or our own Ray Fosse.
Oh, well, I think
I was on it?
Absolutely you were, Fosse.
Jeez.
I mean, I get to punch that last one, don't I?
Yeah, I would go with Fosse, too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, sure.
None of the other ones, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, Pudge, whatever. Thurman Munson, whatever.
Come on.
Sundberg, Yeah, that's where I'm going. Now you got to pick a second baseman. You ready?
All right.
Denny Doyle, Don Money, George Orta, Lenny Randolph, Willie Randolph, Jerry Remy, Frank Wright, or Dwayne Kuiper.
Dwayne Kuiper.
Oh.
I knew Kuiper's got to be in there.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kuiper.
Yeah.
Pencil it in.
I mean, Willie Randolph,
I mean, Don Money.
Frank Wright,
Don Money.
Great name.
Yeah.
Don Money's pretty good.
I played with Don Money in Milwaukee.
That's right. He could pick it at third.
Pick it and hit it, too. It's good all the way around. Okay, what about the other positions?
It's tremendous. I mean, I could sit here and look at this all night. It's unbelievable.
But you know, you're right. That was the fun.
Oh, that was so fun.
You walk in the park and you'd see these boxes with the vote for your favorite All-Star.
Yep.
You know, it's
So 2 on and 2 out here. We're digressing to the All-Star ballots of yesteryear. I hope folks don't mind that.
Well, Foss, did they have campaigns back then like we see some teams create, you know, as you get close down the stretch, guys really pulling for their teammates, trying to get the word out?
no. No. I don't remember anything like that.
Olson cannot quite get it under the glove. It's going to knock home one. It's going to knock home a pair, and Walsh is going to stop at second with a 2-out, 2-run double. Makes it an 8-3 game. Just under the glove of long arms of Matt Olson.
Well, in a matter of a hit batter and then a line drive to left field, a base hit, and then this 2-run double just under the glove of Matt Olson. And with the 2 outs, runners on the move, and Brian Butterfield said, well, let's just keep adding on while we can, as he set the runner with no hesitation.
45 RBIs now for Jared Walsh with those 2. Here's Ward.
But the old saying is, yeah, the bases loaded in the first inning. Hit the ball hard that Ole knocked down, and great feed, the great athlete Sean Manaea reached down at the shoe tops and made a tremendous play to get the out at first base. Left 3 on base. So if you take an 8-1 lead and give up a 2-run double, it's a little bit different than what could have been in the first inning.
Foul back. Ward is 1 for 3. Ward singled back in the 4th inning. He's also hit a couple fly balls to center field. Lays off that pitch. Now it's 3-1. A's bullpen is quiet. Sliced foul. That one spins Ward back out of the way, and it's a walk. Well, the bullpen will not be quiet any longer.
Well, and what is somewhat of a laugher with a 7-run lead turns into a little bit of a concern right now. Lagares, who homered off Sean Manaea, first home run of the season, and so Sergio Romo start to get loose.
But now a word from Cal Hope.
Where can you find hope? Hope that will help you manage the stress and anxiety brought on by COVID-19? Hope lives here at Cal Hope. Call the Warm Line at 833-317-HOPE and visit calhope.org.
So here comes Lagares. The Angels trying to make it interesting. It is only the 7th inning. Off-speed pitch is high. Lagares' home run in the 2nd inning was to right center, and it was his first of the year. Big bouncer. Nice play. Lowry spins. The throw is not in time, and coming all the way around to score is Walsh, and it's 8-4. Lowry made a very nice play. It was a close play at first. Lagares went with the head-first slide. He's called safe, and Walsh never stopped.
It's one of those, looks like it's going to be a base hit to right field, so Walsh is running. And then, of course, Brian Butterfield, very aggressive third base coach, I'm sure just had him keep running, considering the difficulty of the play for Jed Lowry, the possibility of it not being made for the 3rd out, so might as well try to steal a run, which they did. Aggressive base running.
So Romo coming in. Smith is out. It's now 8-4. 3 times here in the 7th inning. It's an 8-4 game now. They're still batting. So it has gotten interesting. So Romo comes in. He just needs to get the final out of this 7th inning and get the A's back in the dugout. He'll face David Fletcher with Ward at second, Lagares at first. Fletcher, 2 singles and a double. He is now 11 for 24 against the Athletics so far this season. And the first pitch is right there for a strike.
And I would think David Fletcher took that pitch just saying, just let me take a look at you. I know who you are, what you do, what you throw. But I just want to see you firsthand.
And I like the aggressiveness from Romo with the fastball there early for that reason.
Yep.
Slider spins in there in the inside corner, 0-2.
Because if you're David Fletcher, you've just seen 2 pitches right now that started nowhere near the plate and ended up strikes.
Yeah. Yeah, this one, big time front door. Just like to see one pitch it like that slider be close enough that Fletcher just has to flail at it and have an easy pop up to the right side. Don't want to leave the ball up and too much to plate where he can drive it to the right side.
Line drive, right field, base hit. Pinder picks it up. Pinder's throw to the plate is cut off, and it's 8-5.
We'll come back with it away.
Left it up.
And that's it. Foss left it up.
Yep.
And to a guy like David Fletcher, we've seen him tomahawk balls over his head and put them in play. And he's a guy that you're just looking to try to get off the barrel. He's got the ability to put it in play.
And now Upton will hit. Ninth man to bat in the inning.
That's right, 9th batter.
The guys, over the years, and Ray, we've been doing it for a while. We've given guys the nickname of A's killers.
Yeah.
We've had fun with it. I don't know that anybody's been more so an A's killer than Fletcher.
Not with the type of hitter,
right?
No,
I
you're,
mean,
you're right.
I mean, yeah, he's not hurting you with home runs, but just getting him out.
Like Mitch Moreland is more of a home run hitter that you're concerned about. But David Fletcher and you know the game in Anaheim, remember they had the go-ahead run at second base and he had a line drive to right field and the runner had to stop at third and then Upton had the sac fly to bring him in for the game winner. Well, in a situation, if you know a guy's going to make contact, sometimes it's better just to put him on because he's tough to strike out and you're kind of fortunate if he does make an out. But once again, Romo 0-2 on the hitter. A dangerous hitter at that.
Steve Cishek, the veteran right-hander, loosening up. Runner goes, Upton swings and misses. So big strikeout there. 4 runs for the Angels. So it is now an 8-5 game. Today's 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Ford and the fully electric F-150 Lightning. Let's take a look at it. The Ford Motor Company, built Ford proud. Well, now it's an 8-5 game as the A's come to bat here in the bottom of the 7th, so it indeed has gotten a little bit more interesting. Diekman starts to get loose out in the A's bullpen.
Well, fortunately, the aggressiveness of Justin Upton, swinging at a slider, floating slider from Romo, because he's the scary guy at the plate. You make a mistake with him and needing a long ball, he's capable of giving it to you, and fortunately, Romo struck him out.
Good night for Murphy. Been on base all 3 times, including that home run, his 7th of the year. Junior Guerra had a 3-up, 3-down 6th inning. That was the first 3-up, 3-down inning Angels pitcher in this ballgame.
Diekman warms up. That was only a 7-pitch inning also. A couple of strikeouts. Actually, it didn't through 7 pitches, all strikes.
2-0 pitch is right there for a strike. Pop up behind home plate and foul. And the teams with the 2 best records in the major leagues, the Rays and the White Sox, opened up a series tonight in Chicago, and the Rays won 5-2. That's good news. The bad news is Tyler Glasnow, their fine right-hander, left that game with right elbow inflammation, so that would be a major concern. But the Rays just continue to roll. That's their 4th win in a row. They're 43-24 now. So good series there. The Rays and the White Sox. Oh, and Murphy gets hit again. And it looked like an off-speed pitch, breaking ball, so nothing to that. Except the base runner for the A's.
You're right, Kite. Don't know that there's anything to that. That did look like a fastball running up and in on him. And if you look and watch, I don't know if we'll see it here, but Murph kind of glanced back and took a look at Stassi. You'll see it right there.
Yep.
Right there. Just kind of looking for anything, asking questions without asking questions, if you know what I mean.
Here's Pinder. Pinder smokes one, just foul. Joe West took care of that one.
And though it looked like a fastball, that was a splitter. Just up, and that's why you see it chase Murph in. Kind of looks like a running fastball that just got away.
And it seemed to be hard.
Oh, yeah, coming in at 82.
Yeah, it seemed to be harder than that in watching as it developed, but I mean, it was a 2-2 count. I'm sure Guerra, last thing he wanted to do, but that's the 3rd batter that's been hit by the A's. So
they just called a balk on Guerra. Don't know what he did, but it was a balk.
Now he's got to go to his.
Well, there's slight hesitation. Right there. That's it. And everybody down here saw it. Elvis Andrews here on deck was very vocal, pointing.
And the first of the 3.
That's clearly deceiving the runner.
Oh, gosh, yes. And,
right?
I mean,
I felt deceived up here.
I'm glad I wasn't a pitcher.
Great call, Funk.
I mean, seriously, you think about it, you have to almost be a statue.
Yeah.
I mean, you come in a set position, and God forbid you have to take a deep breath.
Get a little twitchy.
Yeah. Man.
I know, Dallas, you're laughing at us for talking silly, but
I am.
but that's the way I think about it too. Yeah, what if you took one of those deep breaths where you drop your shoulders, right?
Yeah, no Ryan
seriously.
Buchter coming set.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Kipe, you said it best. Deceiving the runner. I mean, come on. You're not deceiving anybody when you. I mean, and that's the problem when a pitcher thinks he has the sign that he wants, and he starts, and then oops, if the catcher keeps going through the signs, maybe it's not what I'm supposed to throw.
Two and one the count to Pinder. So the A's get a runner in scoring position with a hit batter and a ball.
They need as much as they can get. Try to get him in. Oh my God.
What's scary about this is you just hope the helmet was able to take some of the brunt of this.
Well, sadly, that when you see the legs start to move, that's the scary part. The splitter again turns away. The helmet moved and got him in the back.
Yeah, the helmet, as he kind of ducked away, the helmet started to come off, and unfortunately, that's right where it hit him.
Yeah. Right behind the ear there.
And he's got the extension to protect, but yeah, you see that.
So he is obviously going to come out of the game, and let's hope and pray that Pinder's okay. You just don't see that very often, where the helmet actually comes off right before the ball, in this case, made contact with really the back of Pinder's head. It's just very strange. So 4 hit batters tonight. The A's have been hit 4 times. Canna, Murphy twice, and now Pinder. Sky Bolt is going to come in and run for Pinder. Bolt will obviously stay in the game.
Well, Walsh up on the grass and way in front of the bag, expecting to bunt.
First pitch to Elvis is a little bit low, so third baseman and the first baseman now back off, so they have to figure out if they want to stay in. Elvis swinging away and taps it foul right around home plate.
I think it's kind of interesting that Elvis Andrus played for Ron Washington, and at a period of time it seemed like the Rangers sacrificed more than anybody in the history of the game of baseball. And now Elvis comes here. It's not even a thought in his mind. But, it's just something that's not done that much anymore.
Yeah, he does not have a sacrifice this year. A couple sacrifice flies. Tony Kemp has 3 sacrifice bunts.
Yeah.
The A's have 7 as a team.
Well, Elvis has hit the ball hard a couple times tonight here in the recent going.
Does that count the Irwin bunt? Colorado, I think it was. He's a pitcher. He's supposed to bunt.
One-two pitch is low. little pop-up. Shallow right. Ward grabs it for the first out. And here's Marcana. So Canna steps up. He has been on base 3 times. He has scored a run. Hit by pitch and 2 walks. He's also struck out.
And the time that he struck out is when he was experimenting with the sunglasses. It's because it was sunny. Forget that. Back to his normal. 3 times on base.
First pitch, a breaking ball down and away.
Well, getting one of those runs back now would be great for the Athletics after seeing their 7-run lead drop quickly to just a 3-run lead.
Running in on Canna, and the count even at 1-1. Diekman will pitch the top of the 8th for the A's.
And Kai, to your point, it's not often that you think about, you always say, well, when's Ohtani coming up, or Trout when he was there. Now you're looking at, okay, what does it take to prevent Fletcher from coming up?
Really?
And he's 8 batters away, so.
Yeah, how could Fletcher not beat us? I mean, you're thinking, how can we make sure the tying run is not on second base when Fletcher bats? That's how much we respect you.
That's right,
Mr. Fletcher.
Well, I know when we were down for batting practice and we were in Anaheim, Mike Gallego just absolutely, he says, you want to see my favorite player? He said, here it is, right here he is, right
He's
now.
hard not to like. That's
yeah. But no, Gags is just raving about him, understandably so.
To third. At second base, Fletcher with a quick turn, and Canna hits into the double play, and the A's do not score, so Garrett gets out of the jam. And certainly hope Chad Pinder's okay. 8-5, A's lead.
On NBC Sports California is brought to you by Toyota. With 10 hybrids to choose from, there's one for everyone. Toyota, let's go places. And by Mercury Insurance. Get a quote at mercuryinsurance.com.
8-5. It's the top of the 8th inning. Jake Diekman comes in. So Diekman, 2-1, 3.21 ERA. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. He'll face Ohtani, Stassi, and then Wong, who is in the game for Rendon. Oh, he's got it. Quick throw. Doesn't have a lot of time. He knows that. One pitch. Ohtani is out.
We like that.
So there's the outfield alignment now. Bolt is in center. Canna is in right. Here's Stassi. Heads up.
Sounded like it was close.
Sounded very close, like at my feet.
Really?
Yes. Coming in hot, as they like to say.
That's the pitch where he misses. Dallas, I'll ask you, as a pitcher, lefty to a righty, how hard is it to hit the outside corner?
Wait, really, Foss? And I think you understand it depends really what you're going with in terms of fastball. 4-seam,
Yeah.
2-seam.
Yeah.
Do you have that arm side run you have to consider? Do you throw something a little more straight and true? And if that's the case, I would think guys like myself with a little bit of arm side run, at times it can get difficult just because you can tend to get lazy. And what I mean by lazy is you just know your movement's going to take you there, so you don't necessarily drive the pitch, and you lose angle, you lose depth on your fastball, and that's when things start to flatten out and become very hittable.
So that one not close, and Stassi's aboard. So we're going to get a pinch hitter. This was originally Rendon's spot, then Wong came in. Wong being a left-handed hitter. He played a couple innings, but he is going to get pinch hit for us. Goslin, a right-handed hitter, is going to hit. So the only bench player, according to my card, that Joe Madden still has left is Kurt Suzuki. Does that sound right?
That's it. Well, he already has Ohtani in the lineup, so he doesn't have to worry about using him. That's Suzuki back at the Coliseum.
0-1 to Goslin. And 2 to Goslin.
Fastball up and in, just don't hit it.
Hit pretty well. Bolt goes back, but there's room there as he slides over into right center field. And that's the second out. And here's Iglesias. One of the interesting notes from this game, the Angels have out-hit the A's 13-8. But the A's have been hit 4 times, and they have received 5 walks. Clearly the A's have had more base runners than the Angels. And a first pitch strike to Jose Iglesias, who's 3 for 4. So he's got his average up to 276.
Jake Diekman can get through this inning, that he knows, he being Bob Melvin knows, with just Kurt Suzuki on the bench, who he can use in the ninth, or probably already has his plan who wants to, but knowing that it's not going to be any pinch hitting. I mean, Suzuki could, but more likely would not.
Fouled heads up in that Angels dugout. Nobody seems too concerned about it.
Guerra, who hit 2, he might have been concerned. Looked like it was heat seeker on him. That's called a late swing.
There's another hit for Iglesias. He's 4 for 5. And here comes Jared Walsh, who has 14 home runs on the year.
Down and in, probably off the plate.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how Iggy even got to this baseball.
All right.
That one-handed swing, really the only way he was going to be able to get the fat part of the bat to the ball.
The Walsh steps on. He's 1 for 4. He doubled in a pair of runs in the 7th inning. Hit a ball down the right field line. There's a slider, and it did not go, says Nick Lenz, the home plate umpire. Mike Myers just starting to throw a little bit in Angels bullpen.
Sean Murphy going through a different set of signs, using the outside and then going to the inside. You have a catcher, Stassi, at second base. Back-to-back sliders, and both times Stassi has started towards third but looked back to second. And I don't want to say that because you're looking at something that a runner at second might be doing, that might be tipping to the hitter what the pitch is, or maybe location.
And that pitch is a little low, not much. Stassi at second, Iglesias at first. And that one is line foul into the seats. Red. Got it on the carom.
Whatever it takes.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Walsh chased the slider. Diekman gets out of the jam. 2 more runners stranded by the Angels. Bottom of the 8th coming up. All right, game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 5 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the Angels. 8-run, 8 hits, no errors for the A's. Dylan Bundy got knocked out early. Sean Manaea was pretty good. 104 pitches, 5 2/3 innings. Has a chance to get a W. And the A's had an 8-1 lead. Now it's 8-5, so the game has tightened up a little bit.
Well, a note on Sean Manaea. Tonight's outing becomes the first American League pitcher to log 9 or more outings with 1 run or less.
That's correct. Interesting.
And left the game thinking I got a 7-run lead. I can just kick back and relax. Not now, big boy. And it was the game on May 23rd that he gave him just 1 run, left after 5. I think tonight the fact that he went 5 2/3, 1 batter away from getting the 6 innings, really helped the A's bullpen.
Kemp drives him to right. Ward has it. One of the stories from tonight's game. It's one you never want to have to talk about, but the A's have been hit 4 times tonight. Murphy got it twice. Stassi got hit once for the Angels. And the real scary one was pinned in the back of the head, unfortunately. So, as we said, thinking about Chad Pinder, and we have not heard anything official yet. First pitch to Olson is a little bit high. Walk, sack, fly, pop out, strikeout for Matt Olson. Very good breaking ball there by Garrett. Olson just could not pull the trigger. Lou Trevino getting ready. He will face Ward, Lagares, and Fletcher in the top of the 9th inning.
Who?
Fletcher.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I was happy that there are a couple of guys got on base, because the way it was looking, it could have been that if Fletcher continued his streak, that there could have been 2 runners on again in the top of the 9th inning with Upton at the plate.
Yep, that's right.
So with Stassi walking, Iglesias with the base hit gets it down to, at worst, yeah, there still could be, but you just hope that's not the case.
To pitch, line drive, a base hit for Olson. Good exit velocity there, I would imagine.
That's Fletcher. Man.
Yeah, this thing is stung. Fletcher took a couple steps, and this bad boy was already by him. Look at that.
110 miles per hour in the exit velocity.
Is that all?
Yeah. Loud.
A couple of pretty good first basemen there, having a chat.
First pitch to Jed Lowry is a strike on the inside corner. Lowry 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. He has scored a run. Guerra in his 3rd inning of work, so he's trying to help the Angels bullpen out. He's the 4th pitcher of the night, which is probably not bad when your starter goes 2 1/3. Bundy, Hoyt, Claudio, and Guerra. Inside corner strike. Both these teams playing good baseball. 9-2 in the month of June. Along with the Brewers, the best records in all of baseball for June. The A's went 16-11 in April, 15-14 in May, and they're smoking hot in June. The Angels, on the other hand, they need a good June. They were 12-12 in May. They were 12-8, or no, they were 12-12 in April, 12-18 in May. So they're having a good June, and they very much needed it. Game 2 will be tomorrow. Andrew Heaney, 4-3 with a 4.37 ERA against Frankie Montas, who's got 6 wins on the year. So 6:40 start time for Game 2, and then a day game on Wednesday to wrap up the series and this long homestand for the A's. Cole Irvin and Griffin Canning. I think it's our first look at Canning this year, isn't it? Swing and a miss by Lowry on an off-speed pitch. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th.
You can hear the frustration from Jed. It's that splitter. It's kind of eluded Guerra. Yeah, he's able to dial up a strike here.
Eluded him to the point of hitting a couple of A's hitters.
First pitch to Chapman in the dirt, blocked nicely by Stassi. Guys, that game across the water is over. The Giants beat the Diamondbacks 5-2. That is 20 consecutive road losses for Arizona. That is wow. Diamondbacks now 20-47 on the year.
They'll have a representative at Colorado.
Yes, they will.
Maybe Baxter D. Bobcat. That's their mascot.
Baxter D. Bobcat.
Chapman lots of swings, says Edwin Moscoso.
Yeah, Bob Melvin can't believe it. I mean, Bob Melvin wants a runner too. That's not a swing. I'm sorry. There's no way that's a swing. Body, yes, but that bat stopped immediately.
Chapman 1 for 4 with a double. Lays off that one, and now it's 3-1.
Some pretty good takes here by Matt Chapman. Bassey letting him know.
Yes, he is.
Got a pretty good hitter up there.
Got an umpire with some rabbit ears too.
And also the guy that'll be behind home plate tomorrow.
Yeah.
Three and two outs. That'll get Olsen moving with Walsh pulling him on. There he goes. And the pitch is low. He walked in.
Plays of the day brought to you by your California Ford dealers. How about Mitch Moreland fouled off a couple of fastballs, then takes a lower fastball to left field for a solid base hit. We're number 1,000. And this the big one. Gets a top spin on this one past Fletcher. That would bring in 2 runs. And man, the way this game has turned out, every run has been important. So land of 1,000 dances for Mitch Moreland with 1,000 and 1,001 hits. And the second one, on the way to the second 1,000, was a real big one, driving in 2.
First pitch strike. Play by Guerra. Flips to first, and that'll do it. A's strand a pair. So we are moving to the 9th. A's 3 outs away from the victory. Trevino coming in.
Flex Sticks save up to 30% off ticket prices. Flex Sticks can be redeemed for any available game this season when you are ready to come back to the Coliseum. Plan ahead to see some of the biggest matchups this summer when the Red Sox and the Yankees come to town. Get Flex Sticks at athletics.com/FlexSticks.
So 8-5, the A's trying to wrap it up and get their 41st win of the year. And it'll be up to Lou Trevino. He's got 10 saves, making his 30th appearance. And he's facing Taylor Ward, leading it off. A little bit inside with the first pitch. Bottom three in the order: Ward, Lagares, and Fletcher. In for a strike. A few changes defensively for the A's. Piscotty comes into the game in right. Canna moves over to left. And Tony Kemp goes from left to second base. Lowry is out. Dry, good pitch at the knees. Ward disagrees. Looks like Nick Lenz is hearing it from the Angels dugout. They thought that pitch was low. Could have been a touch.
Might as well clean out both ears.
Astros are off tonight. I'm sure the Angels, even though it is still middle of June, the Angels playing well and probably looking at this series thinking, hey, we're 6 back coming in. If we take 2 out of 3, gets us to 5, and hey, that's 5 back is nothing. But you got to also remember, you're playing the A's, and the A's are pretty darn good. The A's are thinking, hey, let's win a series here. We can push the Angels further back.
Exactly. That's the plan.
Yep.
Come in, the Angels. I had the Angels at 15-5 since that game down in Anaheim on May 23rd. And they came back to defeat the Athletics. So down a 6-game win streak. Upton's been in the leadoff spot. They've been playing well.
And Ward strikes out to open up the top of the 9th inning.
A good way to start out for Sweet Lou here. Little power bender down and away.
Yeah, there are a lot of 90-plus
is trying to gear up for 96, and you get that thing dropped on you. Good luck.
And that's exactly right, Dallas. I'm just thinking about, as a starting pitcher that Lou was, with that assortment of pitches, as a hitter, you're thinking reliever, everything hard, sinker, fastball, cutter. Then all of a sudden, Charlie comes, and it looks so good. 2 strikes, you have to think about swinging at it with no chance.
I mean, what's the percentage of relief pitchers that are fastball slider?
Well, yeah.
Probably 75% of them.
Yeah, because right? That's why they get loose so quickly, I think, just because they have just a couple of pitches, and you know, all of a sudden the guy no more gets up, starts throwing, then he's waving the cap, he's ready to go.
Nice big hop for Elvis Andrus. Flips it across, and that's out number 2 here in the 9th inning.
And this is how you want Mr. Fletcher to come up.
Fletcher is 4 for 4. He's got 3 singles, a double, and an RBI. Little pop-up, Elvis Andrus behind second base, shallow center field, grabs it, and that is how the ball game ends. The A's get Fletcher out for the final out of the game. So the A's stay hot. They've won 4 in a row, 6 out of 7. And tonight the victory goes to Sean Manaea, who is now 6-2. And Lou Trevino has a nice 3-up, 3-down inning, and he gets his 11th save. So the series starts out well for the Athletics as they take game 1. Time of game was 3 hours and 23 minutes. The attendance tonight, 4,102. Your final score tonight from the Coliseum, the Athletics 8 and the Angels 5. For Ray and Dallas, I'm Glenn. A's Post Game Live is coming up next. It's brought to you by Toyota. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Very close here at the top of the strike zone.
Well, they took the first pitch, did Upton, and was called a ball. So really, from his standpoint, probably saying, why swing at one that has already been called a ball?
And here's Ohtani. As a pitcher this year, Ohtani is 18 home runs and 45 runs batted in for Ohtani. For Shohei Ohtani. And it's not only do you read it, but it's really good.
Yeah. And you can understand why Ohtani is his own traveling circus.
Strike 3 call. That one right there in the outside corner. So Ohtani strikes out in his first at bat.
Well, he went right after him, stayed hard, and not a bad idea when you see a guy swing and miss the way he did on the long ago that he was hitting 9th.
Yeah.
And doing. Still say one of the package together.
Right catcher. Stassi hits one high and foul toward right.
Hitters. And I don't think I shook once.
Yeah.
Stassi
in that area towards right field.
Here's Anthony Rendon. Line drive and a base hit to left field. Upton with a big turn. Looked like he may think about going to third, but he does not. And Rendon starting to heat up. He's got a base hit.
Well, this is him.
But he's turned himself into a pretty good offensive play. Manaea can't find it. It's behind him, and everybody's going to be safe. He looked up, but unfortunately, when he looked back down, he looked in the wrong direction, which you're really kind of guessing where the ball may be. And he hits that one hard. Olsen backhands it, now goes back to pick it up, flips
the 7th against the Kansas City Royals when they visited Angels.
Marquetta breaking out maybe some new sunglasses. 1-2 to Kemp. Kemp slaps one just foul as he tried
towards that back foot.
Didn't it look like the same pitch that was just called a ball?
Yeah, just a little closer, and it's
right center field. That's a base hit. Fletcher hits the bag at second. He's going to head for third, and he'll make it. So Ohtani has a line single. First and third, 2 outs for Stassi.
Well, he's got a big swing, and if you're an outfielder, you're going to play off this big swing, and it really.
Toward Elvis Andrus, underhands to first, and that. Chapman toward left, Upton hustling over, still on the run, and he makes a nice running play. Does Justin Upton, who. Upton's a big guy, but he runs extremely well. Line drive and a base hit to left field by Moreland. So Moreland, nice easy stroke to left field.
Well, you saw a few of them in a row, right?
That one is hit well. Right center field. Laguerre's back, and that baby's gone. Well, that's the reason why he's 1-6 this year, because
Pick at the wrong time.
Grounded to the right side, scooped up by Fletcher.
Quick inning with not a lot of pitches.
And made straight back. Good swing by Iglesias. Right on that one.
Use a golf grip.
Well, not only.
But they were tough for a long time at the A's. They'd be a perfect fit.
Canna runs. Ball's hit deep to right field. Down the line, headed for the corner, and it is fair. Bounces off the wall. Canna being waved home. And Canna is going to score. Kemp's going to go to third. Well, Ward did not pick it up clean.
Halfway.
Olsen with a shot toward right. Ward has it. Ward's throw to the plate. Kemp coming home, and Kemp will score. So Olsen stays hot, does his job with a sack.
3 in Anaheim tonight, gives up a walk, and then, as he did in Anaheim, there's somebody.
That one is drilled toward that corner, and it's fair. Upton picks it up. Lowry to third. He'll stop there. Chapman with a booming double.
Sure likes that left field corner, doesn't he?
On the ground. Under the glove of Fletcher into right field for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score, and it's 6-1, the A's lead. Right under the glove of Fletcher for a hit. Hit toward first. Walsh is going to fire to second. And that's a base hit to right field. And Sanders. This goes the other way, nice and easy. Moreland comes in to score. It's a 5-run third inning for the A's.
At the top. Anytime.
Joe Madden's got to be thinking, we're playing so well.
The idea.
Second inning and 5 in the third. So the A's
early and as often as possible.
Ward lines one to right field. Man, that is a
game, but the Coliseum not the only place to get that done. In fact, maybe you get a base runner, but you're still.
Hey, guess what?
Babe Fletcher.
Fletcher got a hit.
First pitch.
Well, that's why I say, both opposite field hitting as Ohtani waits for his third at bat.
Just that frustration. and Foss, you actually nailed it as to why.
Ohtani a little bit toward left center. Lowry on the backhand, flips to first. Olsen fouls it back. Quick goes, and the White Sox.
Opposed to that either. You're just wishing for chaos.
Chapman, a little flare to right field. Hustling in and making a nice sliding catch is Taylor Ward for the second out.
That dropped. You knew that Matt Chapman would have been going great. And that's just a delayed inside out. Ward didn't really
go home. Play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday against the Tigers. So swing and miss. Angels in the 1973 World Series. You should probably remind.
It catches me by surprise.
He's right there. There's a base hit to Jose Iglesias. I'm not sure why I found that so funny. I guess it's just, I'm used to seeing the cutouts down there, and they're not going to be here a whole lot longer. Ohtani a shot, backhanded. That's Elvis Andrus, who throws to first.